Hello and welcome to the first module in our course entitled Introduction to VBA for Arcmap. My name is Eric Pimpler and I will be presenting this module. This module will cover some basic VBA concepts as they relate to ESRI's Arcmap product. Let's briefly discuss the topics that we will cover in this module. We'll start by defining some potential uses of VBA in the Arcmap product so that you will come to an understanding of why VBA is used in a GIS system. Next, we'll discuss VBA as a programming language and how it can be integrated with ArcObjects to produce a desired application outcome. Furthermore, we'll discuss how the Arcmap user interface can be altered through the customized dialog box without writing a single line of code. Most customizations of Arcmap will require more than just an alteration of the user interface. So we'll introduce the Visual Basic Editor and how it can be used to develop sophisticated user interfaces and customized scripts for your particular application. Finally, we'll discuss the use of macros for automating routine tasks and take a look at some sources of help as you begin to explore the uses of VBA for Arcmap. There are two basic reasons for using VBA with Arcmap. These reasons include extending the functionality of Arcmap and automating repetitive tasks. We'll first discuss using VBA with Arcmap to extend the software. By extending the software, I mean altering the user interface and/or adding scripts and programming logic to extend the software beyond its normal functional capabilities. Arcmap provides a wealth of built-in GIS functionality, but there will be many times when your organization needs to further extend the software to accomplish domain-specific tasks not addressed by this software-in-a-box approach. There are many examples of extending the basic Arcmap functionality. Many times we think of these as software extensions. Indeed, ESRI has built many such extensions, including 3D Analyst, Spatial Analyst, Network Analyst, and many more. Private companies and organizations also build Arcmap extensions as well. However, extending Arcmap doesn't have to mean building an extension. There are several levels of extending Arcmap. It could be anything from building a specialized template file or .mxt file containing a simple toolbar to building Perhaps the most common reason for customizing Arcmap desktop applications is to automate repetitive tasks. Almost all organizations implementing GIS systems can benefit from the automation of repetitive GIS tasks. Perhaps you need to merge layers into a single continuous layer or apply property valuations to a parcel layer. The possible uses of customizing Arcmap to automate repetitive tasks is literally unlimited. Automating your GIS workflows results in a number of benefits to employees, customers, and the organization as a whole. Some of these benefits include increases in efficiency and accuracy. Tasks can be set up to run during off-peak system hours and free up personnel to work on higher-level issues resulting in productivity gains. Accuracy is increased through the use of automating repetitive procedures as well. Computers are perfect for automating repetitive tasks, while people will undoubtedly make mistakes while doing routine repetitive work. VBA is a subset of the Visual Basic Programming language and is embedded with Arcmap and ArcCatalog. In addition, VBA is embedded within many other desktop applications, including Microsoft Office products, AutoCAD, and many others. This is great because the concepts you learn using VBA with Arcmap can also be applied to other products that are coupled with VBA. VBA can be used with Arcmap to create macros and specialized applications that extend basic Arcmap functionality. ArcObjects is a set of GIS-specific programming libraries, or APIs, that were built by ESRI to enable users to extend Arcmap. As a matter of fact, ESRI used the ArcObjects API to build their desktop GIS applications, including Arcmap and ArcCatalog. ArcObjects was built on the COM protocol, which we will discuss in more detail later. For now, you should understand that COM is not a technology, but rather a standard or protocol that is used to allow objects to communicate with each other. ArcObjects contains hundreds of classes that you can use in developing your applications and is used with VBA. The VBA development environment in Arcmap consists of two components, the customized dialog box and the VBA Editor. The customized dialog box allows you to customize the user interface in both Arcmap and ArcCatalog without writing any code. You can create, add, move, and remove toolbars and commands to the interface. The VBA Editor is where you write the code that actually performs tasks in Arcmap. It includes an interface for creating forms and writing code. It also includes debugging utilities for testing your application and finding errors in your code. The VBA Editor environment is similar whether you're using using Arcmap or other software that includes VBA such as Microsoft Word. Therefore, many of the skills that you acquire when using VBA with Arcmap are portable to other software. Let's take a closer look at the Customize dialog box. This is an easy-to-use utility built into Arcmap and ArcCatalog that allows you to alter the user interface of these products. As we mentioned earlier, you can use the Customize dialog box to add, remove, and edit toolbars, menus, and commands. In addition, there are a number of other things you can do in the Customize dialog box to alter the look of the ArcGIS desktop products. We'll see many of these later in the course. To display the Customize dialog box, select Customize from the Tools menu. When the Customize dialog box is open, Arcmap or ArcCatalog is in design mode. User interface changes can only be made when this box is open. Using the Customize dialog box, you can add commands and/or toolbars, change command properties, remove commands and/or toolbars, rearrange command and/or toolbars, and many other things. Arcmap comes with a large body of pre-built GIS functionality that can be accessed through the Customize dialog box. The Commands tab shows built-in GIS functionality grouped by category. For example, if you click the Pan Zoom category, you will see a list of all the panning and zooming functionality that is included with Arcmap. Each of these commands can be added as a button or tool to any toolbar simply by dragging the command to the toolbar. You can also see a listing of all GIS toolbars installed on your computer through the Toolbars tab. There are 3 tabs on the Customize dialog box: Toolbars, Commands, and Options. The Toolbars tab allows you to create new toolbars, add toolbars from DLL files, delete toolbars, and rename toolbars. The Commands tab allows you to add pre-existing ESRI commands to a toolbar, save commands to the current MXD file or normal MXT, and add new customized developed commands to a toolbar. The Options tab allows you to secure your customizations through a password protection system, change security models, and change some aspects of the user interface, including icon size and tooltips. As we mentioned earlier, when the Customize dialog box is open, your user interface is in design mode. At this time, you can alter certain properties related to your buttons, tools, and toolbars. To access these properties, you can right-click a button or tool. This will bring up a drop-down menu that allows you to alter things such as the name, icon, the addition of text, and grouping of controls, among others. Click on the link in this slide to view a demonstration of using the Customize dialog box. Now we'll explore the VBA Code Editor. The VBA Code Editor is where you will write code and create sophisticated user interface items. We should mention that the VBA Editor is embedded with both Arcmap and Arccatalog. It is not a separately purchased product. To access the VBA Editor, select Tools, Macros, Visual Basic Editor from your Arcmap or Arccatalog window. The VBA Editor should appear as a new window. The VBA Editor can be somewhat intimidating when you first begin working with its interface. However, you'll move through the interface with relative ease once you understand the function of each window. The Project Explorer gives you a visual display of all available projects and code modules. You can think of a project as a storage area for all your work. This would include any user interface changes or additions that you make, along with the code that supports your application. In Arcmap, there are 3 project levels: Global, which refers to the normal MXT file; Template, which refers to any Arcmap base template that you may apply to your project; and Project, which refers to the current MXT file that you're working in. The code that you write in the VBA Editor is stored in special modules called code modules. These modules can be of different types, including this document modules, form modules, standard modules, and class modules. We'll explore each of these in more detail later in the course. For now, you should understand that Arcmap specific code is stored. This is a visual display of the different windows in the VB Editor. The Project Explorer window gives you a visual display of your projects. Code modules store the actual code that you write for a project, while statements, functions, and procedures make up the actual code blocks. To see a demonstration of the Visual Basic Editor, click the link on this slide. As we touched on earlier, Arcmap potentially has 3 levels of customization. Many projects only contain 2, but if you use a base template or MXT file, you will have a 3rd level. These templates are read in order when you start a project in Arcmap. Any changes you save to normal.mxt will be visible in all the projects that you open with Arcmap. So in many cases you will want to make certain that your customizations are saved to the currently active project rather than normal.mxt. As an example of how Arcmap applies customizations, let's take a look at this scenario. In Arcmap, we open a project file called ctemp_myproject.mxd. Arcmap first reads normal.mxt and applies the original Arcmap settings. Since myproject.mxd is based on all projects.mxt, all projects.mxt is read and any default template settings are set. Finally, Arcmap reads myproject.mxd and sets any document level settings. In this slide, we see a visual representation of the scenario we just discussed. Normal.mxt is always read first, and the default settings along with any user-defined customizations that have been saved to this file are applied. If a base template is applied to the project, any customizations applied at this level are then read. Finally, any customizations saved to the currently active project or MXD file are then applied. This document is an Arcmap specific code module used to store code associated with the document. Each level, normal, the template, or your document, will contain separate This Document modules that can be used to store customizations at the chosen level. You must be careful to store code only in the module or modules that apply to your situation. It is very easy to become confused and write code in the This Document module in normal.mxt when you really meant to write the code in the This Document module of your MXD file. For those of you moving to the desktop ArcGIS environment from the Workstation ArcInfo platform, you'll be pleased to discover the existence of macros, which are the functional equivalent of AMLs in Workstation ArcInfo. Macros are used to perform discrete units of work in Arcmap or ArcCatalog, and are created with the use of a public procedure or function. In this slide, we see a couple of examples of macros that can be created with the VBA Editor. These procedures and functions should be placed in the This Document module of your project. There are 2 ways to run a macro. From the Arcmap interface, select Tools, Macros, Macros. A Macros dialog box will appear. You can then select the macro from the available list and click the Run button to execute the macro. You can also add a macro to the Arcmap interface for execution through the Customize dialog box. Select Tools, Customize. Select the Command tab, scroll down the list and select Macros. Then select the macro you would like to add to a toolbar and drag it to the appropriate toolbar. Click the link in this slide to view a demonstration of running a macro. ESRI provides a number of resources to assist you with your customization efforts. The developer help files are provided with your installation of ArcGIS Desktop and are a great place to begin. At ArcGIS 9, you can access developer help by clicking Start, Programs, ArcGIS, Developer Help. In addition, a number of ESRI websites, including arcobjectsonline.esri.com, forums.esri.com, and support.esri.com, will provide you with additional resources. In addition, the 2-volume Exploring ArcObjects book produced by ESRI is an excellent resource for understanding ArcObjects.